Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. It has been a long time and a lot has happened, and the last time I talked to you guys I had only lost 15 pounds on keto, and that was my 1 month keto update like 3 months ago, and also 20 pounds ago. I have now lost 35 pounds, and y'all just need an update. And I've talked to a lot of you guys. If you guys didn't know, I have a keto Instagram page and a regular Instagram page. I'll put them up here. I'm very active on Instagram just because it's easier for me to maintain pretty much. I'm trying to get more active on YouTube since I now know that there is such a demand for keto options. So I hit 10,000 subscribers last week and 11,000 subscribers yesterday. And I just want to say thank you guys so much. So yeah, I just thought you guys are well overdue for a keto update. How I am tackling keto, my thoughts on keto, my experiences, my workouts, my food, answering your guys' questions. It's just going to be a 5-month keto update video answering your questions. I have everything screenshotted, how I do keto and lose weight without counting, my exercise routine. Today is going to be what I think about keto as a whole, in general. Trying to clarify some stuff. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's just start with my basic black and white approach to keto. The ketogenic diet is a high-fat, low-carb diet, which I'm sure you've heard a lot. And there's a lot of different approaches out there to keto. You have those people who track every morsel of food that they eat. And then you have those people who do that, and they also take ketones on the side that their body doesn't produce, not natural, like they eat ketones. And then you have people like me who do the intuitive eating, and I'm just gonna say it. I have a non-stressful keto approach, and I feel like so many people get wrapped up in like, oh my gosh, how do you do this? How do you know what you're eating? How do you know you're not eating too many calories? All that. So black and white, I'm just going to be straightforward and honest with you guys. I don't count anything. I look at nutritional facts on the back. I stick to a whole food approach. I don't take any supplements. I actually don't even take any vitamins. I don't drink protein shakes. I stayed away from soda my first 3 months on keto. And that's pretty much how I do it. I don't eat anything that's not whole foods based. And I think that's where a lot of people get confused, is they see all these keto products, keto cookies, keto drinks. And I would just say, like, from advice from a friend to a friend, I would stay away from all that crap. I would even stay away from soda until you're like 3 to 4 months into the keto diet. Just because in those first few months, you are really trying to get fat adapted. It's a different time frame for everyone, but anything that is potentially sweet, I would stay away from. Just because those first few months are so important to eradicate your sweet tooth, you guys. If you just stick to whole foods and you are really dedicated and focused, I promise you, your sweet tooth will be gone, diminished completely. Even now, I don't really have a sweet tooth, and sweet foods that I used to eat all the time before and crave actually make me like sick and nauseous now. I can't even eat a full cookie just because of how sweet it is. So, to summarize that up, I don't count calories, I don't limit my fat, I kind of limit my I feel like this is all over the place. Let me get to everything. Actually, I'm going to start categorizing things starting now. I do not count any macros. Do I believe it is necessary to count macros? And I'll tell you why. If you have no idea what the food that you're eating contains and how it's broken up into macronutrients, then I would recommend counting, or at least doing some research as you get your head around all the foods that you can eat on keto and all the foods that you're not supposed to eat on keto. But my mom did the Atkins diet when I was growing up, so I'm pretty well familiar with the foods I can eat, with cheeses and dairy and meat and vegetables, nuts. I'm pretty aware of what I can eat, and I stay to that. Like I said, I don't do any processed foods. I eat unlimited fat, I eat moderate protein, and I eat low carb. So I look at nutritional facts. I don't count or log anything into an app. Like, for example, some of my favorite sausages, and I will put them up here because I love them. They are the Hillshire Better with Cheddar sausages. Now, these sausages have infused like cheddar bits in them, and I just put them on the skillet. You guys will have seen them in my easy keto meal video. I'll put that up here. But those have 2 carbs per sausage. So I only limit myself to maybe 1 or 2 of them at most. I will not eat more than that. And since I don't count my carbs in an app or anything, I am super conscious and aware of the carbs that I am eating. So for example, if I maybe snacked on macadamias earlier that day, macadamia nuts, or I had a few cups of coffee with too much heavy whipping cream, I will definitely only have 1 of those sausages for dinner and load up on veggies and avocado for the rest of my meal. Again, since I don't count, you just have to be aware of what you're eating. So if I had a loaded salad for lunch with a big serving of chicken, then I would try not to have any protein for dinner since I had already a lot of protein for lunch. So I think that is the key to not counting, is to just be aware of what you're actually eating and kind of monitor it in your head. If you like tracking and you want to know every single morsel of food that you eat, I think there are tons of apps that you can use. However, if you see the ketogenic diet as a way of life and not just a temporary thing, and if you see it as a lifestyle approach instead of just a way to lose weight, I really recommend not tracking and actually learning what you're eating and how what you're eating affects you and how what you're eating or what you're eating is doing to your body. That's how I approach it. I listen to my body. I eat when I'm hungry. I pay attention to what I'm eating. I eat whole foods, and I eat a balance of meat versus fat. So for another example, just to get it through your guys' heads to clarify how I'm doing this, if I eat a big chicken salad for lunch, maybe for dinner I will have half an avocado and I will have jalapenos wrapped in bacon, because bacon has like triple the amount of fat that it actually has protein. So if you just balance your protein, because if you have too much protein, it could eventually, like, it'll throw you out of ketosis. If by chance it does, I know it can. But you just want to stick to a balance of it and kind of try to keep your protein at a moderate level. I eat unlimited fat. If I want to snack on cream cheese and pork rinds and avocado, I will. I eat unlimited fat just because it makes you feel so good and it makes you feel full and it makes you feel satisfied. Whereas if you eat, or if you are tracking and you really could use a bacon wrapped jalapeno or something else high in fat, you're not going to be limited per your daily macros. So I really recommend intuitive eating and listening to your body and doing what feels best once you have your head around what you can and cannot eat on the ketogenic diet. Hope that makes sense. Bottom line, I don't track. Do I think it's necessary to track? Maybe if you are just learning, but I still recommend for a less stressful life and to not have you glued to your devices, to not track and to figure things out on your own without an app. The next question I get a lot is my fitness routine and what app I use. I use Nike Training Club. It's a little neon yellow guy right here. This is the app I've used since day one. I've used this app for years. And when I first got started working out, I did a 6-week program. So you can actually go into Nike Training Club, find a workout program that you want to do, and it will build you a workout schedule for maybe like 3 to 4 workouts per week, doing workouts that you want to do for the duration of time you want to do per fitness level that you are in. So they have like a beginner's workout program, they have a lean and fit, and they give you explanations of everything that they're targeting in this program. So you basically have your own workout partner, And when I lost 15 pounds, I was doing that, and I really recommend it because I think working out is not only great for your body composition, it's good for your mind, and that's like my whole approach to this, is to not be stressed out about what the scale says, and to think about this as health for not only my body but my brain too. So that is the app that I use. That is all the screenshots I've ever put on social media. They're all from that app. They have yoga, they have boxing, they have just core workouts, they have just butt workouts, they have strength workouts if you want to do your upper body, if you want your butt to get jacked, and you know, that whole app can help you out. It's amazing, it's free. They give you like demonstrations on how to do the moves. And when I first lost those 15 pounds, I was doing a lot of Nike Training Club. I actually completed the 6-week program. You can move workouts to different days depending on your actual schedule. It's amazing. And then I'm going to put up my weight loss calendar right here. So you guys can see in January, that's when I first started keto. That's when I was doing the 6-week program, and that's when I lost 15 pounds. In February, I started an 8-week workout program, and I'll just leave this up here so you guys can see. And you can see that I only lost 3 pounds in February. And basically, compared to my weight loss in March and April, I think I was working out too much in February, and I was too low on my carb count, and my body was afraid to drop weight just because I put so much pressure and stress on my body. It was afraid to drop weight. So I stopped working out at the end of February, and going into March, I changed my workouts into yoga and less stressful workouts, and then I dropped 10 pounds in the month of March. So I would say working out on keto is up to you. I think it does a huge benefit to your body when you're talking about body composition. Specifically, what I said in my January weight loss video is that my body composition from my original befores and afters, my original 15 pounds, looks so different because of working out and losing those inches. If I would have lost 15 pounds just sitting on the couch and not working on toning my body at all, my before and after would look a lot different. And so I think long term, working out is going to be best for your body, just so things stay where they're supposed to, and you're not going to be left with a lot of excess skin if you do have a lot of weight to lose, or depending on your age or things like that. So I do think working out is best for your body, whether it's just a 20-minute yoga session or a 45-minute cardio session. I do think it's good for you, and I do think it's going to help with body composition. If you are that concerned about what the scale says, then I would limit your workouts, just because you might be the type of person, if the scale's not dropping, you're going to lose motivation. But if you overstress your body, the scale is not going to move the way you think it's going to move. So you just have to really find that balance of what works for you and what keeps the scale going down while maintaining your health and fitness. It really is a balance that I can't tell you, because the way your body is going to respond to working out is different than the way my body responded to working out. Like I said, I was doing a really intensive program in February, and I only lost 3 pounds, and I was pissed. Like, if I wasn't as focused as I was in documenting my weight loss via YouTube, via Instagram, via Facebook, then I might not have stuck with it. And so when I actually relaxed in March, my body responded to that. So see what your body does. It is completely up to how your body is working. I can't tell you how it's going to work, but I will tell you to have the patience to play and experiment. Because say you eat, or say you do intuitive eating and you only eat when you're hungry and you're not counting and you end up gaining weight, then I would recommend maybe going back on an app and figuring out what you're eating and how many macronutrients are in what you're eating. And then once you get more education, maybe play with it again. Or if you find yourself not dropping weight, but you're running 8 miles a week, then maybe lessen your running, or maybe eat more calories and have your body even itself out. So definitely it's up to each individual, but I would say have the patience to know that this is not just about the scale, and that this is for your brain as well. So if that makes sense, I think that makes sense. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through. I have like a lot of questions screenshotted from my Instagram and from my YouTube. Someone says, I've been doing research and really interested. I'm seeing a lot of programs like Keto Dash where you pay and they help you get started. Do you recommend a program like that, or did you initially start that way? So they said that they're just looking for some guidance on where to begin. I did not have a program like that. I did my research on YouTube, on blogs, and then I read the Ketogenic Diet, or the Keto Diet by Leanne Vogel, her book, which I will insert right here and I will link down below. Her way of looking at the keto diet is where I got my inspiration from. She has a very healthy approach to keto, and if I could recommend a book to anyone, it would be that, because she explains her struggles and then she explains a realistic approach to keto that I think makes sense. I did not use any programs to get started, nor do I recommend you having to pay someone for how to get started. I would say look up many keto resources on YouTube, because everyone has their own approach. Not everyone is gonna like the intuitive way and listening to your body. Some people are gonna be like, if you don't count, you're not real keto. So if that's you, I don't know, man. Like, you just have to find what works for you and not get all your information from one person, because there may be things that I don't know that works great for someone is actually going to work great for you. Just pull as much information as you can from different resources and then trial and error, like I said before, to find what works best for you, your routine, your budget. Maybe you're only grass-fed, organic beef, bone broth person. That is not me. So yeah, I would say find your person, do your research, but no, I did not use a program, and I do not think that you need a program to be successful. Someone asked, do you eat more than once a day, and do you intermittent fast? What is your eating window? I eat whenever I'm hungry, and I do intermittent fast if I'm not hungry. So for example, say I eat dinner at 7 and I will go to work in the morning, I'll have some coffee, maybe I'll have some green tea, maybe I'll have like 3 macadamia nuts just to give me some salt, but I will not eat my breakfast until around lunchtime, maybe 1 or 2 o'clock. And my breakfast will be some eggs with bacon. And that's just because when you're fueling your body on all the fat and everything that your body needs, you're not going to be hungry, and you should fall into intermittent fasting naturally. So this took me a lot of weeks to get through my head, because I was trying to tackle intermittent fasting so quickly, but I couldn't do it. I was just hungry all the time. And when you first switch onto keto, you will be hungry. But in maybe 6 weeks of doing it, you will be able to naturally fall into intermittent fasting if, this is another benefit of not counting your macros, if your macros will allow you to. If at the end of the day you have leftover stuff and you're binging around the kitchen trying to hit all your macros, but if you intermittent fast and if you intuitive eat, you won't find it important to eat something when you're just not hungry. So this could be a benefit, you know, but no. Where was I going? No, I do not have an eating window. I eat when I'm hungry, and usually I eat 3 meals a day. So once I start eating around 1 when I have my breakfast, I will want my lunch around like 3 or 4. So that's when I'll have like a couple of meatballs and some broccoli maybe. And then for dinner, I would just have like an avocado with some bacon and jalapenos. So I still end up eating 3 times a day. It's just in a shortened amount of time. But no, I don't say like 18 to 7 or I don't say I can only eat between 11 and 5. I don't restrict myself in any way, and I think that that's what allows me to be happy and free, is that I don't put myself in a box. Just don't do it, you guys. It's not necessary. If you feel like you only can eat between 12 and 5, maybe that works for you, but for me, just let me be and let me do me. And I've learned to trust my body, and your body is not gonna do you wrong. It's your brain that's gonna do you wrong with false taste buds. So actually listen to your body, make sure you're drinking enough water, and eat whenever you wanna eat. It just depends on what you're eating. Another question is, can you please do a video on how to start? I'm so confused and don't know where to start. Number one, how to start, do your research. Sorry, my camera died, but yes, do your research. YouTube, blogs, the keto diet book. Do your research. Throw out every single morsel of bad food in your house if you can. I have a toddler and my husband just eats whatever, so I still have crap in my house. But if it were just me and I had the opportunity to, nothing bad would be in the house because I don't need to see it. I don't need to buy it. No. So that's what I would recommend doing if you can. And then put together a basic meal plan of whole-based foods that you can easily make and you can easily repeat and are delicious. I will link my what I eat in a week or my easy keto recipes. Obviously, I don't know whether it's over here or over here. And I would stick to foods that taste good and are quick to make and aren't going to be annoying or a struggle to find the ingredients for. For example, bacon cheeseburger with guacamole and a side of grilled onions with some jalapenos. Oh, yes. With some coleslaw on the side. Yes. Give me something that takes 20 minutes to make, fills every craving that I have. Yes. Just find your favorite keto food and stick with it. Who cares if you eat the same thing for 3 days in a row when it tastes so good? You honestly don't care. So I would say find your keto simple good meals like those Hillshire Farm sausages as well, super delicious, and stick to them until you erase your cravings and until you focus on keto and how good you feel, and then maybe start to experiment when you have some space for trial and error. But I would say the first week when you start, stick to basic, the most easiest of meal plans, and you'll get it. Someone said, I recently started keto, but I feel like I'm doing something wrong. I don't feel like I have lost weight, but I have incorporated workouts in my regime. Is there any advice you can give me? I don't feel like I have lost weight. I would say to make sure you're weighing yourself at least once a week and then to take your measurements. I don't take measurements, I just weigh myself, but I do take a lot of photos so I can see the difference in my photos. So I would recommend something like that too. Maybe if you don't have like a measurement thing, just start taking photos weekly. Take photos of your back fat. That's like my favorite thing because I actually saw a reduction. So I would say find some way to monitor your weight loss, whether it be photos, whether it will be measurements, because that way you have data that you can focus on to make you stay on track. And then at the same time, don't get obsessed with the scale. If the scale stays the same, that's fine. But if you're doing this right and if you're not on your period and if you don't have hormone issues, the scale shouldn't go up. The scale should stay the same or it should go down slowly. If it's going up, you're not where you need to be, and you need to reevaluate how many carbs you're eating. And this is if you don't track, you need to reevaluate your diet, and because there's some hidden carbs in there somewhere that you're not thinking about. So, or too much protein. So, trial and error, trial and error. And then yeah, but I have incorporated workouts in my regime. Maybe you're pushing your body too hard and maybe it's afraid to drop weight. It's happened to me. Can totally happen to you. Someone said, I'm new to trying out keto. Do you use Keto Sticks to check out if you're in ketosis? I totally did monitor my pee when I first started keto, yes. And it was fun. Because I was like, oh my gosh, I have a purple stick. And then my husband's would be like pink, and then it just turned into a competition. And I feel like when you are starting keto and you're trying to figure out what ketosis feels like and if you're there, if you're not there, how do you know? I think Keto Sticks is the way to go because it helps you stay invested and you can monitor whether you have high ketones. When it came into month 2 and 3 of keto, no, I didn't, because I knew what it felt like by then. But that is going to be different for everyone, because the whole time when I first started, I was like, how do I know if I'm in ketosis? But once you feel it, you'll know. And to me, it kind of just feels like kind of being wired, but in the best possible way. So yes, I do recommend sticks, but do I recommend them long term? Okay, you guys, my camera died and I totally forgot what I was saying. So I just got a couple more questions. Do I use any sugar alcohols in my beverages? No. I do not sweeten my stuff in any way. Well, when I was doing bulletproof coffee, which I'm not anymore just because it's messing with my stomach. I really don't feel good after I have a bulletproof coffee. I don't know if I'm just having too much coconut oil, too much butter in there. It's just messing with me. It doesn't feel good. So I only drink black coffee now. But when I was making those my little ninja guy, I was using sugar-free hazelnuts or caramel syrup. But since then, I have moved to just black coffee and heavy whipping cream. Heavy whipping cream is like my new bae. It's amazing. But no, I do not sweeten my drinks with anything. Like I said, I'm trying to do, I think this works best as a whole food approach and limiting as much outside processed healthy things as possible. That includes like little Crystal Light packets. For the first 3 months, I didn't even touch those because I was trying to change my taste buds and get on board. I do now have them once in a while, like diet green tea and stuff. I just think it's really important to get those taste buds out first before introducing false sweeteners back in. That's just my opinion. You can do it totally different. You can start using them now, but I don't know. Just my thoughts, just my thoughts. My next question was, do I have any electrolyte drinks in the morning or any like protein shakes? I don't use any of that. I kind of don't want to talk on this because I'm not that educated about it, but like I said, I just drink water, coffee, diet soda, and green tea, which is all I drink now. But when I had first started, it was just water, green tea, and my bulletproof coffee. But things have evolved now since I am going into like my 6th month on keto. But in the beginning, like I said, just water and coffee and tea. You guys, I just wanted to touch on one thing. I went downstairs and then I remembered that I wanted to touch on motivation. So I think a huge part of me being successful and continuing to be successful is staying invested in this thing and staying motivated. And for a big part of me, that is all my documentation, whether it is with pictures, but the calendar app thing and having a keto Instagram really keeps my head in the right place when it comes to my food, all the information that I'm getting from all the resources and all the other keto girls that I follow. But and the calendar app and my like before and afters of the scale and stuff, huge motivators, and it definitely does keep your head in the right space. I would recommend, if you're into keto or if you're into social media and maybe want to start like a keto Instagram, totally do it. I follow so many great people on there, and then I just keep my content separated. So I have my personal Instagram, and I have my keto Instagram, and keto is all about food and fitness, and it's just constant fuel for my head, whereas over here my regular one, I can totally get lost in nonsense pretty much. I definitely think keeping track of things like that, maybe photos of what you're eating every day or recipe ideas or fitness goals and stuff, definitely keeps you invested and on the right track, knowing that you have people looking at you for diet tips or fitness plans or success and things like that. So I think that's something you could definitely do as well if you want to get into this more. I still listen to like 4 keto podcasts, which I quite recommend as well, because like I said, as long as your head is in the right space, you're going to be successful, because your body is not fighting you. It's kind of your head, or I think that's most of our problems, is our head telling us that we want that pizza or we want that pasta or we can't do it. Like, our body is ready for keto. Keto is good for us, but our brains is what we have to work on, you know. So I will link my favorite keto podcasts, or I will list them all below because I can't remember them off the top of my head. I'm gonna start doing these videos more often. I'll probably do a 6-month video update, or things I wish I knew when I first started keto, or any other keto videos. Hopefully this was easy to follow and more like a conversation, because I know it wasn't that organized. But there's just so much I had to get out to you guys because I get so many questions and DMs like every day. So I hope this was helpful, and I hope this helped clarify some things. If not, leave your question down below and I will reply to it as soon as I can. I hope you guys like this video. If you're into keto, don't forget to subscribe. If you want to see a tutorial on this look, let me know, because I did film it, so I can totally put it together, or I will link it right here if it's already up. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!